We're going to move into a final few comments from myself and my colleague Ophir, and I'm going to start by thanking all of you, our attendees here today, and in particular our speakers for all their contributions, in particular those that have traveled to be with us here today. Just to point out again, today's sessions have all been recorded, and they're going to be uploaded to the PRI channel on YouTube in the coming weeks. With regard to PRI, we've seen very rapid growth, in particular here in the United States. I think there are a couple comments today about how Europe's ahead of the U.S., and clearly we here on the staff of the PRI in the United States see tremendous interest and a catching up happening. Last year alone, we added over 50 signatories to bring us over 350 here in the United States, and that contributes to a total of over 1,900 signatories, asset owners, investment managers, and service providers that are part of the PRI, representing over $70 trillion in assets under management. We really are committed to supporting our signatories regionally. In the U.S., we now have 8 staff in New York, San Francisco, and Washington, D.C. In terms of where PRI is going from here, we've been around for just over 10 years. We wanted to give you a little bit of context, and so we want to let you know what that strategy is. We've been developing this strategy in consultation with our signatories globally for some time, and so I'm going to turn it over to my colleague Ophir, who's based here in San Francisco, to give you a brief look at our plans that are part of our blueprint.
Thank you, Chris. And congratulations, everyone, for making it to almost 5 p.m., almost drinks. I'm going to see if this works. There we go. So as Chris mentioned, my name is Ophir Bruck, and I am based here in San Francisco. I oversee the PRI's Western U.S. network and initiatives. So in 2016, PRI turned 10 years old as an organization, and we decided to undertake a deep review and assessment of our success as an organization in mainstreaming responsible investment and in relationship to our overarching mission of creating a sustainable global financial system. So over the course of a year and a half, we garnered feedback from our global signatory base, and we did that through consultations and stakeholder surveys. All in all, we received input from over 2,000 individuals from over 520 organizations. And these activities culminated in the launch of our 10-year strategy that we call our 10-year blueprint for responsible investment, which was launched last year. And what it does, it sets out our strategic direction over the next 10 years. The blueprint focuses on 3 areas of impact, which you will see up here. And underlying those 3 areas of impact, which we see as inextricably linked, are 9 areas of priority or areas of focus that are listed below each of those three categories. And those 9 areas of action are what sort of how we're measuring ourselves to ensure that our objectives are met. So I'm going to take a quick couple of minutes to talk about those 3 areas and the 9 areas within them. So the first is responsible investors. Responsible investors focuses on strengthening and deepening and expanding our core work, which is to lead responsible investors in the pursuit of long-term value and to enhance alignment throughout the investment chain. As part of this work, we will empower asset owners, support investors in incorporating ESG issues, foster a community of active owners, showcase leadership and increase accountability, and convene and educate responsible investors, as we've done today. The second key area is sustainable markets. Sustainable markets focuses on addressing unsustainable aspects of the market that investors operate in, and achieving the economically efficient, sustainable global financial system that responsible investors and beneficiaries need. So within this area of impact, we will challenge barriers to a sustainable financial system, and we will drive meaningful data throughout markets. And the last area of impact is a prosperous world for all. which focuses on enabling signatories to improve the real world, now and into the future, by encouraging investment that contribute to prosperous and inclusive societies for current and future generations. We want to see a world in which pensions allow people to retire in dignity, with dignity. As part of this work, we will champion climate action, and we will enable real-world impact aligned with the UN Sustainable Development Goals, which you heard a little bit about today. So, including from our wonderful keynote treasurer, Ote. And you heard a bit about the SDGs as an important guiding risk and opportunity framework for investors. In our signatory consultations, over 50% of our signatory base indicated that the SDGs are indeed relevant to investors. And as such, the PRI has included this as one of our 9 areas of focus, of priority, over the next 10 years. And we will work to promote the adoption of the SDGs among our signatories. In that vein, PRI is partnering on a 2-day conference taking place next week, hosted by PIMCO in Newport Beach, that will focus on the role of investment of the private sector and capital markets in achieving the SDGs, and explore mainstream fixed income products that can attract institutional capital at scale. Speaking of events, the PRI hosts the world's largest responsible investment conference. It's our flagship annual conference, PRI in person. And this year's conference, 2018, will take place here in the beautiful city of San Francisco. And the conference will take place September 12th to 14th. And climate change will focus as a key core theme at the conference, in part because it's one of the 9 areas that I highlighted there, and also because the event itself overlaps with Governor Jerry Brown's Global Climate Action Summit, an event that's going to attract thousands of people to the city, bring together, politicians and other private market actors to look at this issue of climate change. And so we have, for our conference, PRI in person, 1,200 spots available, several hundred RSVPs already. The conference will sell out. And so we strongly encourage you to apply for your place as soon as possible if you haven't already done so. So with that, we look forward to seeing you in San Francisco in September. And I just want to thank again all of you for attending today, especially those that came from outside of San Francisco to make it here today, to our speakers, and last but not least, to our gracious hosts, Wells Fargo Asset Management. And we now invite you to join us for some light refreshments in the gallery. Thanks again.